context and sharing some really cool and transformative use cases. I'll pivot a little to technology, and I'm going to take the next few minutes to talk about some of the groundbreaking announcements that we made in reInvent a couple of weeks ago, which will really talk about what are we doing to our services and technologies which can help bring to life some of these use cases that Harry spoke about. So, as always, AI, data, generative AI, those are the things we want to start with because those are becoming so important for our customers. So, let me start with that. So, our customers have used SageMaker for a very long time, and I'm sure many of you in this call are also using it. It is the easiest way to organize your data, build AI models, and optimize anything you want from your supply chains to your production systems to quality control and deploy them at scale. In the last couple of years, we are increasingly seeing that our customers are saying that they want their AI and analytics in the same space. And of course, in addition to SageMaker, which is our managed platform for AI ML. We have a leading array of analytics also, and many of you will be using Redshift, and which is our warehouse, and EMR for the MapReduce workloads like Spark and OpenSearch and so on and so forth. Now, each of these services, they kind of have a separate window, a separate tool to go to, and our customers have been saying like, can I put everything together somewhere? And we work backwards from customers. And when we heard our customers wanting this or trending towards this, we said, hey, we need to do something about this. And that's how we made two big announcements around SageMaker in reInvent. And the first one is called the SageMaker Lakehouse. So what we have done is we've taken your key data from S3, Redshift, and the new S3 tables, which I'll talk about in a bit, and a whole bunch of third-party SaaS applications like maybe Salesforce or ServiceNow and Zendesk. And now we make all this data accessible to you in the new SageMaker Lakehouse. So you have all your data in one place, and the SageMaker Lakehouse gives you the flexibility to access and query all your data across these disparate systems using the same tools that you love, which is the SageMaker and the Redshift and everything which you may be used to. And basically, with all Apache Iceberg compatible tools and engines, this will work. So this was number one. Number two is what we call the SageMaker Unified Studio. So now many of these tools, they have their own studios. Think of those as abstraction tools, which make it easy for you to operate these tools and analytics services like SageMaker, Bedrock, and Redshift, and Glue, and so on and so forth. Now, once you have all the data you want to in the Lakehouse, what we have done is we put it together in a unified studio called SageMaker Unified Studio, wherein you can use all these abstraction layers from a unified field across the data silos and deliver seamless analytics and AI ML across various things. Imagine you have now a common window to say your production data and your supply chain data. So these were two key things I wanted to call out from an overall data analytics AI ML perspective, the SageMaker Lakehouse and the SageMaker Unified Studio. Next slide. The other big announcement which we made was around Gen AI, and we've of course we speak about Bedrock and Q. This time we announced at New reInvent our Nova suite of foundation models, which is Amazon's AWS's own model, and they are designed to deliver state-of-the-art intelligence and industry-leading price performance. And there are two broad categories. On the left, you have the understanding models, and on the right, you have the creative content generating models. And of course, we are able to process text, image, video, and to generate text. And we also have many variants like the Nova Micro, Lite, Pro, Premier, depending on the specific use case. We will be happy to come back and do a deep dive. I think we'll be planning some reInvent recap sessions, and I'm sure you'll get invited to that where we can go deep into each of these. And in the overall Gen AI area, you must have heard of Amazon Bedrock guardrails, which we have so that we are enterprise ready, and your data is secure, and you have the guardrails to make sure that you deliver responsible AI. We have introduced into that, or we announced automated reasoning check-ins coming into the Amazon Bedrock guardrails to protect you from hallucinations, from AI hallucinations, and to prevent factual errors in the AI generated content. We also announced multi agent collaboration. The trend is towards agentic Gen AI. So, when we talk about multi agent collaboration, basically means you can orchestrate multiple AI powered agents and be able to perform complex business tasks. We've always had model evaluation in Bedrock. This time in reInvent, we also announced intelligent prompt routing on Bedrock, which means that Bedrock itself will be able to suggest or route the prompt to the most appropriate model within the family of LLMs, which basically means that you don't need to call a big model to answer a simple query. And the implication of that on businesses of intelligent prompt routing is you can actually reduce cost by 30% without compromising on accuracy. So users can broadly choose a model family, and the intelligent prompt routing will push the prompts to the right size models within that family. We also announced that we will now support prompt caching, where Bedrock will keep common or repeat prompts without pinging the model or generating any token. This again can actually reduce cost by up to 90%. And especially in low latency cases, it can up the latency by more than 85%. So again, imagine analyzing complex shop floor data, complex vehicle data, and being able to create realistic prototypes and generating engaging marketing content with this suite of AI tools. One last bit on the AI part, ML AI part. You must have heard of our investments in silicon in our Trainium chips. So we announced the Trainium 2 Ultra servers, which give you 4x faster speed for accelerated ML training. Again, this will be something which will become very relevant because training and inferencing costs are the highest demands on computing costs in any AI ML scenario. Think of a scenario where you want to do autonomous driving and smart manufacturing kind of workloads using AI. That is where this will come. I'll quickly mention, next slide, please. I'll quickly go to S3 tables. You're all familiar with the S3 and must be using it extensively. S3 tables is basically a new feature that new service feature, you can say, where this is basically a very efficient way of streamlining and storing tabular data at scale. And it delivers up to 3x fast query performance and up to 10x higher transactions per second compared to, say, self-managed iceberg tables or stored in general purpose S3 buckets. So this is very, very significant because a lot of data that we talk about for AI ML analytics is all structured data. And so this is specifically optimized for our analytics workloads. Uh, so much about data, AI, ML, analytics. I'll go on to the last thing. Of course, there were many other announcements. I just picked a few which I thought are which will resonate more with the auto manufacturing cohort. Uh, the last thing I want to talk about is Catena X, which you know is a big digital playground for the automotive industry. It's a collaboration between major car manufacturers, suppliers, and technology companies. AWS is part of it. And the idea is to create a standardized way for all these players to share data and work more efficiently with the underlying principles of interoperability and data sovereignty. So what we announced at reInvent this time was the AWS supply chain solution will have Catena X capability, which means you can seamlessly, manufacturers and automotive suppliers can seamlessly connect to the Catena X network via the AWS supply chain solution. It provides standardized templates and multi-level consent management. In 2025, we're also planning the beta release for the compliance certificate. And later in the year, we're also talking about product carbon footprint and traceability use cases coming in. So if you, we can go to the last slide, Sonika. So if you see if you can reimagine how the business will be on the left side, you see how the process has multiple steps and how it can be frustrating. And on the right side, what we are basically saying is you upload the data and the system takes care of the rest, giving access to the manufacturing and suppliers as the case might be about the supplier data and based on completely secure based on the consent which has been given. So now these are a set of innovations which are set to accelerate digital transformation, driving efficiency, sustainability, and data-driven decision making in our industry. Wanted to share all this with you. And before I sign off, I just wanted to give a shout out to some of our customer speakers who are there today, which is what is special about these meetups. We don't want to talk much. We want our customers to come and talk about how they are leveraging our solutions. So a big shout out to Balamurugan, Shweta, and Jibril of GE Aerospace, Shomik from Schneider Electric, Anuj and Napoleon from Continental, and Pritish and Shiva from Siemens. Thank you very much. We'll be more than happy to come and deep dive on all these solutions which we announced in Driven.